Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dylan Jarris. I'm an Etsy seller of 6 years. I've done almost $1.3 million in revenue on Etsy. I live in Southern California, but I'm from Minnesota. I have a husband and 2 kids. I'm also a military spouse. I'm someone who does not identify as an artist, but I identify as a business owner. And I do $300,000 to $400,000 a year consistently, year after year on Etsy. And now I teach others how to do that for themselves. So in today's video, I am going to talk about 11 ways to prepare for a 6-figure Q4. At the time of this filming, it is September. So you essentially have about 17 days to prepare. But all of these things are things that you still can do before Q4 really hits. Don't feel like it's too late. Don't think, oh, I'll just have to wait until next year to really be a big player in Q4 on Etsy. Don't feel like that. I also want to point out that Q4 is not necessarily the biggest time for every business. So for me, I've been on Etsy for 6.5 years. I do $300,000 to $400,000 a year, and Q4 is actually my slowest time of the year. My biggest time of the year is Q1 and Q2. While this video is about 11 ways to prepare for a 6-figure Q4, I want you to keep in mind that all of these strategies are really important to implement now, not just for Q4, but maybe you don't know. Maybe Q1 or Q2, like me, could be your biggest months, and you just don't know it yet. So implement these things now so that you have your best shot at having a 6-figure Q4, and if not Q4, maybe Q1 and Q2 is your time. Everyone on YouTube is saying that Q4 is like the biggest time of the year on Etsy. For certain areas, yes. For certain categories and customers, Q1 and Q2 are more popular, or maybe Q3. It really all depends on who you've chosen to be your customer and what products or solutions you offer to them in your shop. So let's jump into it. And make sure you watch all the way to the end because all of these items are designed to make you more money. None of this is busy work, absolutely no busy work, no brainstorming, nothing like that. This is all about profitable action steps. The first thing I want you to do, number 1, get your listing count up. If you have under 300 listings on Etsy right now, I highly recommend that you double that number of listings. You don't necessarily need new products. Don't put a bunch of pressure on yourself, to come up with like 200 new product ideas. You can really work with what you have. It's all about how you package things. You can simply duplicate and retarget new customer segments with your current product offering. Not sure who to target in these new segments? I teach all about targeting the most profitable customer first. Number 2, you need to add a link to your top selling items or sections, categories, to each of your listing descriptions. Don't put it at the top. I recommend putting it towards the middle to the bottom. You need to plant this link to your top sections or your top listings all over the internet, right? Plant them like seeds. They will grow. So the listings that you intend to become market leader listings, or maybe the sections that you want to become known for or that drive the most profit or revenue for your shop, I want you to include those in your descriptions. You need to execute the Pinterest strategy starting today. This isn't something where you start pinning and you see immediate results. The Pinterest strategy is all about the snowball effect. It's about putting in a lot of work up front so that you don't have to later. It can take easily over a month to build momentum. Pins are like a snowball. So make sure you're taking at least 10 minutes a day to do my Pinterest strategy. And this will pay off because it will not only give you a stronger Q4, but also give you a strong start to the next year. And next Q4, what you did in the Pinterest strategy now is going to be paying off in an even bigger way. So maybe you feel like, oh, it's way too late to start this Pinterest strategy that she's talking about. No, it's not. Because remember, Q4 might not be your biggest quarter and you just don't know it yet. For me, Q1 is when my most profitable customer comes out to play and I am ready for her. At this point, you might just be assuming that Q4 is supposed to be your best quarter, but you might not be realizing that it actually could be a different time of the year. Regardless, the Pinterest strategy that I teach, implement that now, daily, 10 to 20 minutes. It's going to pay off huge dividends. What I did 6 years ago is paying off still today, and I don't have to put in any work. If you're not sure what the right Pinterest strategy is, that is what I teach. Number 4, implement your Facebook and your Instagram strategies now. Facebook and Instagram are going to be the 2 key places to get to your ideal profitable customer and to get to those warm leads. My Facebook strategy is exactly how I got to over $10,000 a month in revenue by month 4 in my business. The Facebook strategy that I use and teach is very scrappy, but it works. Number 5 is the Instagram strategy. My Instagram strategy is exactly why 1 in 4 customers leave me a positive review. This normally is about 13% on Etsy. 13% of customers will leave a review, but I really attribute my high review rate of 1 in 4 customers to my Instagram strategy. My Instagram strategy also ensures that you're getting new customers, new eyes on your things. You're actually getting warm leads of people who are ready to buy. And this Instagram strategy also allows you to pick up on trends before they reach Etsy, which is really important. We don't want to be chasing trends. That is a really hard way to make money on the platform. Number 6, you need to get as many positive reviews as possible right now. My Instagram strategy is a big part of this, but also my communication. So I recommend that there are 3 points in every transaction that there needs to be certain communication. And you guys, this includes digital and print on demand, no exceptions. So these 3 times where you communicate, I have an awesome script for this where you just have to literally change the name and change the product type. And I will tell you, the majority of my reviews talk about my customer service and my communication. They talk about those things way more than they ever talk about the product. Number 7, you need to pack value into your listing photos. Pack value. There are 10 types of listing photos that I recommend having in every listing. If you happen to have extra room in your listing photos and you're not using up all your slots, you can always put a compilation of positive reviews together just in Canva and put that as one of your photos. Whatever you do, just make sure that you do not have all one type of listing photo. There are a couple other ways that you can pack value into the listing photo itself so that when customers are on the search results page, they are seeing your photo and your price, and they are seeing the value of that be way, way higher than your competitor's photo and price combination. So it's all about the photo and price combination and what has the most value. This doesn't mean you have the lowest price. We're talking about value. I have a few ways to do this that really work, but know that you need to pack value into the listing photos. If you have extra slots and you're not using up all the 10 photos, then I recommend putting a compilation of positive reviews together with Canva and have it as a photo. Number 8, duplicate all your listings or most of your listings and have this new set of listings that you've duplicated be all geared towards gifting and holiday. So this is something where after Q4, you can change the titles a little bit, tweak them to be more about the next holiday or the next giving situation. So right now you might be gearing this new set of duplicate listings towards Christmas or Thanksgiving or Christmas party gifts or something like that. But after the holidays, you could do something like Valentine's Day gifts, anniversary gifts, Mother's Day gifts, Father's Day gifts. This is like your gifting set of listings. And when you hear this point, I hope you're thinking, oh, it won't be that hard to actually duplicate my listings and double the amount of listings that I have. It's all about how you repackage what you already have. Now, number 9, you need to reorder your sections in your shop so that your highest revenue categories, your most profitable categories, are at the top of your sections. We also want to bring up our holiday categories or our holiday related sections to the top. And remember, with your sections, SEO does apply. If you're not sure what that means, let me know. Your SEO in your sections matters for both Etsy, your customers, and Google and other search engines. So do not neglect your section titles. Number 10, sort your shop. Do a custom sort so that your best sellers, your highest revenue items, your most profitable items are at the front of your page of listings. Customers nowadays, they're really not willing to go on a treasure hunt to try to find the perfect thing. They really value convenience a lot more than they used to. And our job as Etsy shops, as Etsy sellers, is to make that purchase decision as easy as possible. And clicking to the next page to try to find something that is like the most popular in your shop, that's giving the customer another step to take, more work to do. And we want to make the purchasing process with us super easy with the least amount of friction as possible. Number 11, raise your average order value. And Q4 has some really unique ways to do this that I have not talked about in my previous video. So remember, it is way easier to sell 100 items that are at a price point of $100 each than it is to sell 1,000 items that are at a price point of $10 each. How would you rather get to $10,000 in sales? I will tell you, it is so much easier on you and your family and the people around you who have to deal with your stress when you are selling at a higher average order value to a fewer number of people. Raising the average order value. This is a pillar in how I built my business to be a consistent $300,000 to $400,000 a year after year after year. Because when you are raising your average order value, you are raising your gross margin dollars, your profit. Boom, there goes your hourly wage. So my hourly wage, when I started on Etsy, I was selling things that were like $30 to $50. My hourly wage was like $25 an hour. Now, after 6 years of constantly raising my average order value, I've gotten my hourly wage to over $100 an hour. And on some items, you guys, I'm making $180 an hour when I produce these things. It is really worth it to put time and energy into this. This is how you grow and scale fast. As I mentioned, I have unique ways to do this for Q4 specifically that I've not talked about before, and those will be in my next video. So if you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe. If you have any questions about how to do anything that I've talked about today, please send me a message on Instagram at Dylan Jaris or email me. It's team@dylanjaris.com. If you're interested in learning how to take the actual steps and learning the how behind each of these things, that's exactly what I teach my students. I hope you're excited for Q4. Don't put too much pressure on yourself because remember, it might not be your best quarter and the next quarter might surprise you. All right, guys, I'll see you in my next video.